Hey everybody, it's MYM777, and today I'm going to bring you guys a search and destroy on Array, where I'll be breaking down the moves I do and, my overall thoughts on how to do well in search and destroy. Now, the person you're watching right now is actually not me. I joined this game 2 rounds into it with my team down 0-2, but I figured I'd use this time while spectating to, at first, describe the class I like to use in search. Now, first and foremost, if you're one of those people that you think camping is the worst thing in the world and that, there's no place in it for any game, then you probably don't want to watch this video, because in Search and Destroy, the biggest thing I will be preaching day in out will be patience, because with only having one life, you can't go around running around and, expect to do well every single game. I mean, sure, the occasional rush game can catch a team off guard on, say, like Nuketown or Summit, but for an overall aspect to do well on search, you have to take it slowly. And I don't mean like just sit in the back and then with like a minute left, move around the map. No, by taking it slowly, I mean, every move you make is magnified, because, since you do have no respawn, one wrong move can be the end of it, and you're going to be watching your teammates for the rest of the round, whereas, in a respawn game mode, you have a larger margin of error. But with search, you gotta take things a little bit more slowly and really think why you're doing what you're doing, and plan ahead. Now, the class I'm using in this video is a Galil Silenced, and I believe I have Ghost Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja, Frags, Stuns. No, I think I have Flashbangs. Yeah, Flashbangs, Motion Sensor, and kill tricks I'm using are Spy Plane, Counter Spy Plane, and Napalm. Now, the reason behind this class is the way I look at search is, to do well, and when making a clash, you have to be able to eliminate every single variable possible that can give away your position. Now, the reason you want to do that is because since there is only one life, you don't want to give away your position just by using an unsilenced weapon, or because, you're not running Ghost. And, it's probably going to be ironic for many of you who know me, because, I've always hated Ghost. Not that I hate people who use it, just like because I put up so many spy planes, and, obviously Ghost counteracts this, so I've never really been a fan of it, but, I know it's in the game to counter, like I said, spy planes, so I'm all for it. But in search especially, now, you don't have to run Ghost, say, if it's, like, the first round or something, you can use something like Lightweight, but I went into this, I saw our team was down 0-2, and one guy in the other team was 3-1, so he probably had a spy plane. I don't think he did, but, better safe than sorry. And with Ghost, obviously, you're immune to spy planes, but I've always felt that Ghost by itself is useless unless you have the pro version, and I have the pro version on this account. You can see I'm not on my actual account, I'm on my Cotton Ball account, but yeah, the reason you want that is just because the pro version takes away your name and crosshairs. Now, that's really good, because say you're on offense, you plant the bomb, you can hide far away from the bomb while still having a view of it, and when enemies come to try to defuse it, obviously, most people are going to try to sweep the area to root out whoever's defending it. But if your crosshairs don't show up and you're in a really, well hidden spot, and they move their gun over you, the auto aim isn't gonna lock onto you like it would without Ghost Pro or any other perk. And that's obviously game changing, because it's a difference between winning a round or you getting killed and then them defusing and embarrassing your team. And with Sleight of Hand Pro, it just comes down to winning gunfights. And you may be thinking, but since there are only maximum of 6 people, winning gunfights isn't as important, right? So people might think Warlord's better, but on the contrary, I believe it makes it even more important since there is only 6 possible people, because you never know when you might be running into someone, and you don't want to regret looking back on it and you died because you couldn't win a gunfight because you were slower to aim down sight. And with Ninja, like I said, it builds into the concept I have of you want to eliminate any variable that gives away your position, and footsteps is one of those. But yeah, I'm gonna get started right here, and you can see we're on offense right now, and the path I took right here, the reason I took this path is, you'll see right now, people like to do an A-side rush, and this gives me a view of 2 important areas. One, the guy I just killed right there, he's hiding behind the barrel, and right here I get to watch the back path. Now I'll rewind that for you. See right here, I can easily lock my sights onto this area while being protected, because the rock right here hides me pretty well, and that guy all the way back there, he couldn't even see me. And it's an easy way to pick off initial counter rushes, because if I had instead rushed like how the first guy I killed did, along where the barrels were on the inside, I may have gotten him, but the second guy I killed coming from the path, he probably would have gotten me because he'd have a better line of sight. So, on Array, this is a really good early rush if you're on offense because, like I said, you're hidden behind the rock and, have a good vantage point of 2 key areas. Now, we're moving on to defense, and more times than not, defense is going to be easier than offense because obviously on defense, you don't really have to do anything. You just have to wait to see what the enemy does, and, they're the one that has to plant because, the enemy may kill everyone but one of you guys on defense, but if they don't end up planning, they're still going to lose. So defense, I feel overall, is a lot easier to play. But yeah, you see me, my favorite rush on defense I like to do is I like to run up behind this car because you can counter people who do an A-side rush that I was talking about, but do that on an inner loop, like right here where the middle building is, or you can look over the Jeep that I'm hiding behind towards the left, and you can see people who are going towards the tower. Now, the reason I picked this is just because it's a good vantage point because you can keep yourself well hidden behind, the car, but you got to be careful right there because, obviously the guy blew it up. Now, see, I just killed this guy right here. I'm going to rewind it for you. Right here, the guy planted, and the reason I was able to kill him so quickly is thought process. 9 times out of 10, if someone is planting a bomb on this particular map, the first thing they're going to do, either defending it or as a transition point, is they're going to run into the building on the left of me, either to hide and wait for people who are trying to defuse it or to regroup themselves and then come out and defend it again. So the moment he planted, I knew not to worry about the 2 guys in front of me that you saw me shooting at earlier because I knew there was a guy who was a higher priority on my left. So you see right here, he plants, you see me immediately move to my left and go into the building. I'm already aiming down my sight, ready to take him out. He doesn't even know what hit him, get an easy headshot. And obviously I got to readjust my thoughts onto the guys I ignored earlier for that guy I just killed and, get 2 easy kills, and my teammates end up defusing it even though the other 2 guys have 2 people left. I don't know what they were doing. But yeah, that's a big part of how to do well is you got to be able to analyze things very quickly and say, okay, my enemy did this, what can I do to counter it? Now, you see, I learned from my mistake last game, although theater mode doesn't show it. It shows the car already blown up, but yeah, I blow up the car so that they can't blow it up. They can't blow it up on me, and that's an important thing is, if you plan on using things that can explode like barrels and cars or something as cover, well, you wouldn't be able to use barrels, but cars and whatnot, blow them up ahead of time. It may give away your position, but it's better that it gives away your position, and, if you can win the gunfight, then you unexpectedly getting blown up, by an enemy nade. So that's something to keep in mind. Right here, like I said, this is a great spot to start out with a counter rush because people love going into that Ray building, but people who don't directly go in there, they like to transition between that little trailer that I just killed that guy out of. And this napalm, I saw it on the UAV, lit him up, got 2 kills, and the reason I was able to get 2 of them exactly right on where the napalm was because when the UAV was flashing, I hit start. Now, I know many of you already know this, but when there's a UAV up and you hit start, you can see the entire map layout and you can see exact enemy positions. Obviously it's not going to give you, if it's a multi-story complex, you're not going to know where exactly they are, like what floor. But, it gives you a general idea of the vicinity they're in. And I hit start right away, right before I called on my napalm so I can get an exact, location on them. Put down the napalm, got an easy double kill. And on the napalm, excuse me, on the napalm, on the radar, I see, that guy's up there. In TDM, the people always go up there, but in search, especially, I don't know what it is. People are always going up there. And I think I put that guy in last stand. But yeah, see me here putting down my motion sensor, and this is the first time I've used it in this match so far, and I'll pause it right here. The reason I feel motion sensor is the best equipment to use in search and destroy is because, it gives you basically a third eye to watch a bomb site, whether you're on offense or defense. If you're on offense, you can use it as kind of a early sweeping mechanism, so if someone's hiding around the bomb site, you can weed them out and, kill them and hopefully get the plant. And if you're on defense, say I put this motion sensor on B, I can keep it at B, move to A, so I don't need to be at 2 bomb sites because I, technically have something else watching me. Obviously Hacker Pro negates the effect, but, many people don't have the Pro version, and people that do, if they have Hacker Pro, you know what that means? They don't have Ninja, and you can sound whore the heck out of them. Heck, you don't even need a headset to do that, especially on a map like this where snow, regardless of like I said, whether you have a headset or you're just using your TV speakers, you can hear them really far away. But you can see the motion sensor picks up my unfortunately, it picks up the enemy that just killed my teammate. You can see the death skull right there. And that's another thing you got to pay attention to is death skulls. That obviously indicates that one of your teammates has died. And this leaves me in a 1v3 situation. But I have the upper hand here because I know that the guy that killed my teammate, he's on the second floor of the middle array building. And you can see right there, he hops out. I mean, that was a bad move on him because he gave his position away on the motion sensor. And I was easily able to take him out. You can see the guy I put in the last turn earlier shooting. I mean, I don't know what he was doing there. But yeah, now it's a one-on-one situation. And I'm on defense. Like I said, defense is easier to play. The guy has to plant. So, you know, I technically don't have to really do anything. And you saw right there? I'll rewind it for you. I think it was right here. Sorry about that. Alright. But yeah, I'll slow it down for you when the moment comes up. Right about here. Alright. You saw what that was? The last guy on their team was trying to stun check the bomb area that I'm at. Now, there's two parts to this. One, that was a very smart move on his part. You know, I've thrown probably 5,000 stuns already. It's a great thing to weed out people you don't know are there. And, you know, just like it is, it's a stun check. You know, if you get a hit marker, you know someone's there or equipment's there. And if you don't, you know, they might not be in that general vicinity. But in this particular instance, the guy gave his position away. Now I know he's coming from the back path that I was watching earlier. And he seemed to be a smart player in game. I mean, it's hard to describe, you know, after the fact what I felt the player was thinking. But after the fact, you know, the guy was stun checking. You know, most people would probably go straight through, but he was smart. He went through all the way around to the back path, and you know, if you know this map, you know there's stairs that lead down to the bottom of this building. And that's why I went prone right here, because I knew the guy would eventually have to come out, and if he wanted to plant here, he would have to come through. And he throws another stun, I don't know if you can hear it, to try to check the room. Didn't get a hit marker, and comes out the doorway, and I take him out. But that little sequence right there, you know, you have to, it's little things that make the biggest difference. You know, obviously, you have to be able to process the assault in a very short amount of time and be able to think, okay, what's my next move? And I went from seeing his stun check, knowing he's there, and I figured that if he wasn't coming straight through, he would take the back path and come right down. He tried to stun check the room again, which definitely gave away his position, because now I know he's planning on going into the room. And even if he wasn't, if he's trying to go to the area on the left where the snow is, I can easily take him out as well. And for the third time in a row, I take this rush. I mean, normally I wouldn't advise you to take the same rush route like 3 times in a row, but they kept coming, and the UAV scan revealed that they were doing a heavy A-side rush. They weren't really going to B. So, I mean, I'm going to come here and take them out now, right here. If you know the map, it's going to do wonders to eliminate you guessing, you know, where they're going to end up being. You know, on right here, I'm pausing it. You can see on the mini-map that on the left of me, you know, there's 2 of them, or 3 of them coming along the path, and I can easily, you know, just look over. I know people like to head glitch that spot and, you know, get the easy kill. Now, another guy, there's another guy up in the tower. I don't know why they keep going up there, but I'm going to just fast forward these ending parts because I think I'm running out of time. But, you know, get the guy up in the tower. You know, he can't go on last stand on me. Radar reveals these 2 guys. I end up getting the guy right here shooting my teammate. But, yeah, I just hope you guys really learn, like, to do well in search, you have to be really methodical as far as, you know, your thinking process goes. Like I said, every little thing counts. You know, you have to be very careful about what you're doing. And like I said, you know, there's no such thing as camping in search, you know, because there's a clear objective. There's no respawn. Why would you want to give away your position by just running out in the open? You know, this isn't team deathmatch. This isn't domination, you know. Got to be smart about this. I'm just going to fast forward the remaining end of this. We end up killing the guy who ends up planning. I finish 14-0, but yeah, I hope you guys learned some search tips you guys can use. But yeah, just let me know what you guys thought about this in the comments below. Take care, everybody.